Khamzat Chimaev was spotted linking up with Islam Makhachev's camp ahead of the massive showdown with Jack Della Maddalena, and that alone had fight fans buzzing. The idea of one of the most feared welterweights sharpening tools with a lightweight king, moving up a division only added fuel to the hype surrounding the matchup. It wasn't just about Islam's skills anymore, it was about how he would adapt to a new weight class, how Jack would deal with him, and what the future of the division could look like after this fight. Everyone had an opinion, from legends to current stars, and the takes just kept piling up.
JDM did an interview I think this week, and he broke down that he believes Islam's stand-up is a little bit easy to deal with because Islam has more of a traditional style.
If he's saying that, I hope that he goes in believing that, because I'm sorry, they're completely different. And by no means is Islam an easy for anybody on the stand-up. Any MMA fighter that's a striker, that's not going to have an easy time with him. Guys that are much better stand-up than him, and he still destroys them. So no, don't go by what you see. When you get in there with them, man, it's a whole different ballgame.
Yoel Romero kicked things off by pointing out Maddalena's complete game. He saw in Jack not just striking power, but also cardio and cage awareness that stood out among the newer crop of welterweights. Maddalena might not have the grinding wrestling base that Dagestani fighters are known for, but he has already shown an ability to hang in there with elite grapplers. His short notice fight against Belal Muhammad spoke volumes about his readiness and his ability to rise to the occasion, proving that pressure doesn't easily break him.
Yoel Romero gives his honest take. Yoel Romero just shared his thoughts on a potential showdown between Islam Makhachev and Jack Della Maddalena, and it's a must-hear. Romero believes that Maddalena, while being a big 170-pounder, might face a tough challenge against Makhachev's superior grappling. Do you think Jack's striking can beat Makhachev's grappling?
Max Holloway added another layer to the conversation. He reminded everyone that what makes Jack so dangerous is not only his power, but his fight IQ as well. According to Holloway, Maddalena is one of those rare fighters who can read situations and make adjustments in the middle of an action. That's the sort of trait that could really matter against someone as strategic as Islam. Holloway believed both men bring unpredictability, which is why this fight has turned into one of the most intriguing matchups of the year. Colby Covington took a different route with his take, focusing on the physical aspects. He pointed out that Islam stepping up to 170 pounds means he won't enjoy the same size advantage he had at lightweight. Still, he leaned toward Makhachev because of how smoothly the Dagestani blends wrestling with striking. Covington admired the completeness of Islam's game, but even he admitted that there was no clear outcome guaranteed here. The fight carried plenty of uncertainties, and that unpredictability alone made it interesting.
Islam versus JDM, what do you make of that? Islam moving up to now welterweight?
Yeah, it's an interesting fight. I'm excited to see how it goes. You know, Islam, is a lightweight. He's going to be a little smaller in the fight, but he's a well-rounded fighter. So, if he's able to take down JDM and control him, he could definitely get the job done. But it's going to be interesting to see how the size advantage plays a difference in the fight.
Who do you favor?
I mean, I seen the odds were pretty big. They favored Makhachev like 3-1. So I guess I got to go with the odds if they're going 3-1. But just because JDM doesn't have good takedown defense, but you never know. It's a fight, and JDM has some good hands, so it should be an exciting fight for the fans.
Daniel Cormier, who was trained with Islam for years, couldn't help but notice the transformation in his old teammate's body. Makhachev is clearly bulked up, preparing himself for the bigger challenges at welterweight. Cormier praised Maddalena for his rapid rise in balance and skills, yet he found the betting odds puzzling. To him, the lines were too wide and the fight looked much closer than the sportsbook suggested. That only added more excitement for fans looking forward to the clash.
It's officially happening, and if you've seen videos and pictures of Islam lately, he's much bigger than he was before, and he's gonna have to be bigger if he wants to get through the monster that is Jack Della Maddalena. I can listen to the words that Khabib speaks publicly, that Islam speaks publicly, and acknowledge of how good Jack Della Maddalena is. He's so tough, he's so big, he's so physical, and now he's got takedown defense to match. I believe that if you would have put this fight together a few years ago, people would have been like, oh, Islam's gonna kill Jack Della Maddalena. But now, after watching him fight Belal Muhammad, it's a much more even fight. Because at the end of the day, Islam is still the smaller guy going up to the next weight class to fight against a world champion who never looked better.
Let's see who wins this.
Charles Oliveira, having experienced Makhachev's crushing top control firsthand, was honest about what Jack brings to the table. He respected Maddalena's measured style and ability to stay calm in fights, and what stood out for him was Jack's striking, especially the way he chips away at opponents round after round. Oliveira suggested that if Maddalena could drag the fight into the later stages, stages, Islam might have to deal with a challenge he hasn't faced in quite the same way before.
Quem que você acha que ganha entre o Jack Della Maddalena e o Islam?
Maddalena, ele é um jogo muito complicado, porque ele é um cara que... Ele não vem pra te nocautear rápido, ele vem pra te finalizar, ele vem te magoando, né?
Aos poucos, né?
Aos poucos. Foi o que ele fez agora na luta contra o Bilal. Só que eu acho que o Islam vai se dar muito bem nessa categoria, né, mano? Agora vai estar muito mais forte, é um jogo que, tipo, ele gosta de agarrar e botar pra baixo. Eu acho que o Jack Maddalena fazia a mesma luta que ele fez, né? Agora contra o Bilal, batendo, movimentando, saindo, machucando, é uma luta, mas se deixar o Islam agarrar e botar pra baixo é o time.
Craig Jones, the world-class grappling coach who helped Volkanovski prepare for Islam, has also been working closely with Jack. His involvement has been a major talking point because Jones knows Makhachev's tendencies better than most. He has been drilling Maddalena on takedown defense and sharpening his escapes, with the idea that if Jack can stay upright, his striking becomes a real problem for Islam. Jones' presence in Jack's corner could end up being a decisive factor, giving him tools to survive long enough to unleash his offense.
Islam relinquish his belt and go up to 170. Got JDM taking on Islam Makhachev.
I still think Islam's skill for skill is just so high level. For him to go out there and do what he did against Bilal was very impressive, made that Islam fight more interesting. If JDM can shut him down and throw those hands, but Islam's boxing is underrated. That dude is slick. His kickboxing, his timing, like he's a high-level black belt in every aspect of him.
Israel Adesanya also weighed in, bringing his own experience of dealing with wrestling heavy fighters. For him, the key to Jack's success lies in keeping the fight standing and disrupting Islam's rhythm with striking. He acknowledged, though, that Makhachev's ability to switch gears at any moment makes him a dangerous opponent. Jack will need absolute focus throughout the fight because one mistake could lead to a grappling exchange that changes everything.
How are we feeling about that?
I think Della is going to get it done. I feel from talking to Tim and also seeing Della, and also I've only sparred Della once, like not really hard crazy, but and I didn't try and take him down at all, but I've seen him at your gym sparring and his scrambles are crazy.
Yeah, he's good
Even
with
watching him
scrambles.
with Bilal as well and Gilbert Burns. His scrambles are crazy, and I feel Islam would feel like he bit off more than he could chew once he gets in there with him, because when he puts some things on him, he's like, oh shit, I'm standing with this guy, I have to take him down. And then he tries, gets him down, and he gets back up, or he couldn't get him down, because he's a big dude. People don't realize how big Della is as well, and he's solid. So I really
Dense, man, just dense.
Dense, yeah. Like when I felt, like I said, we're sparring, and then it's just the weight behind it and the way he throws it, the body banging, man, fucking good.
Dan Hardy, never want to shy away from analyzing risk, pointed out the uncertainty of fighters moving up a division. Even someone as dominant as Islam can't guarantee the same success at a higher weight class. Hardy saw the fight as not just about the skill, but also about how well the body adapts to new challenges. He also questioned what Jack's long-term future might look like if he manages to dethrone Islam, suggesting that winning is one thing, but holding on to the top spot against a lineup of killers is another challenge entirely.
John Jones against Tom Aspinall, which is the blockbuster. I think Della Maddalena's got a bright future. I don't know whether he's going to hold the belt or he's going to lose it to another one of the top contenders and then pick it back up again. I don't think he's going to lose it to Makhachev though. I think Makhachev holds the lightweight belt against anybody in the world. On any day, including Ilia Topuria. I don't think if he moved up, he would have much success against Makhachev. But Della Maddalena looked very, very sharp against Bilal. And I wonder what Makhachev would look like as a welterweight.
Gilbert Burns brought attention to something many overlook: the struggles of cutting weight. He felt Islam's move to welterweight could be a blessing, allowing him to fight without the extreme drain of a lightweight cut. At the same time, Burns warned that Maddalena isn't coming into this fight alone. He has connections with elite minds like Craig Jones and Volkanovski in his corner. Burns balanced his thoughts between Islam's newfound physical freedom and Jack's tactical backing, making it clear this was not a simple fight to call.
Islam is working very hard. He's been saying vocal that he wants to go up to 170. I think he's a big boy. He killed himself to make 55. I think that's the right division for Islam. He just tweeted something after the fight that he will not vacate the title, and then he vacated the title. I don't know, but probably that was in the negotiation. Yeah, I like him moving up. I proven himself. He's #1 pound for pound right now. It's a good fight. Jack and Islam closer than people think, especially with Jack Della Maddalena doing a lot of training with Volk, with Craig Jones, those guys that kind of back the Islam on that first Volk fight. I think they're going to have a lot of info, a lot of study, a lot of answers It's closer than people think, this fight. I really like this fight. I don't have time right now. I didn't have time to dig deep a little too much in that fight, but I think it's way closer than people think. And JDM has a clear shot on beating.
Sean O'Malley zoomed out from the immediate stakes, looking at the bigger picture. For him, this fight was about more than titles. It could open doors for blockbuster fights down the line, like Islam against Ilia Topuria. He also reminded everyone that Maddalena has a chaotic edge. If he stuffs takedowns and finds the space to let his hands go, the fight could turn wild quickly. In O'Malley's mind, single explosive moments could flip the script in ways nobody expects.
At Islam relinquish his belt and go up to 170. Got JDM taking on Islam Makhachev.
I still think Islam's skill for skill is just so high level. For him to go out there and do what he did against Bilal was very impressive. Made that Islam fight more interesting. If JDM can shut him down and throw those hands, but Islam's boxing is underrated. That dude is slick. His kickboxing, his timing, like he's a high level black belt in every aspect of MMA.
Big belt. Who give him that?
Jack versus Islam, I think, is huge. Not as big as Ilia versus Islam, but who knows? Maybe they both win and Islam comes back down to 55 and the fight's even bigger.
Jack Hermansson shared a thoughtful view about the risks of changing divisions. He praised Islam as possibly the best pound-for-pound fighter at lightweight, but wondered whether that dominance would carry on. At the same time, he gave Jack credit for his win over Bilal Muhammad, which highlighted just how quickly he is progressing. Still, Hermansson stopped short of putting Maddalena in the elite category just yet, saying he needs more big tests to solidify that position.
Yeah, it's so hard because you never know when people are changing weight classes. But in lightweight, you know, Islam looks like unbeatable. It's just like maybe the pound for pound best. It's just so insanely good. But can he do it in a weight class above? I'm not sure. Really hard to predict a fight like that. I think I still have to say Islam.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so. Yeah, we need to see a few more fights with Jack. He looked amazing against Bilal, but yeah, I don't know, man. It's something about Islam is just so good.
Philip Rowe didn't hesitate in backing Jack. He believed that Maddalena's size and striking power could be too much for Islam. In Rowe's mind, Makhachev didn't have the frame to handle bigger welterweights, and Jack had the right mix of recovery and offense to put him away before the scorecards even came into play. He painted a picture where Jack's efficiency and strength simply overwhelmed the Dagestani.
Philip Rowe, what's cracking, man?
Chilling.
Hey, now listen, you're welterweight. You've been in the game a long time. Islam moving up to 170. Is he big enough for 170?
My personal opinion, I don't think he is, but he's a champ. We'll see when he's there. You know what I'm saying? He has a fight. He's fighting the champ. That's the best 170 in the world right now, right? So we'll see.
So you don't think he has the size, but how do you think he does in the fight versus JDM?
I personally think JDM beats him. I think JDM will be able to get up if he does take him down. I don't think he'll be able to take JDM shots. I think personally he'll stop at Islam.
Robert Whittaker, showing strong loyalty to his fellow Australian, was also confident in Jack's chances. He highlighted Maddalena's composure and ability to dictate striking exchanges. For Whittaker, Jack doesn't need to stop every takedown, just enough to keep Islam from controlling the pace. He emphasized that determination and adaptability could be just as important as technical skills, especially when defending a title in front of home fans.
You can be.
Because I think Jack has that X factor. I think he has the gut, the grit, the determination to fight the takedowns, to fight the ground, the takedown attacks that Islam is going to go for. And I think in a striking fight, straight up, Jack is better. I think he wins in the hands. Yeah. I think Jack's got the better game to strike over 5 rounds than Islam does as well, especially if Islam is trying to go for takedowns during the fight. Yeah. I think, and this is people sleep on Jack's grappling game. They sleep on his jiu-jitsu. I don't think Islam is going to be as gun-ho with the takedowns as everybody believes, because Jack has that level of offense off his back.
Dustin Poirier, who has felt Islam's pressure himself, brought a more technical take. He acknowledged Makhachev's effective striking, but pointed out that it comes with awkward angles that a sharper boxer could exploit. Poirier believed that if Jack could set the tone early, stuff the first few takedowns and put Islam on the back foot, momentum could shift in his favor. For him, the opening rounds would be crucial in defining how the rest of the fight played out.
Yeah, for real. Do you think he beats Jack Della Maddalena?
I think we'll find out first, second round how much trouble he has getting him down. I think if he gets those takedowns, he's gonna get the win. if Jack can stop those takedowns, which he does have good takedown defense, I think the boxing and the size could wear on Islam and give him some problems. But his striking's, awkward and different. You have to worry so much about the takedown. You can't plant your feet and throw off those number combinations and really rip and sit on your punches because he's going to change levels. So it changes the way you fight. For me, it did. I'm speaking from experience. So we'll see how Jack approaches and how Jack executes out there. But if you're worried about takedowns, your shots are different. You're not sitting on everything and standing in front of the guy. You're trying to move and be light on your feet. I think the first 2 rounds will tell us how this fight's going to go.
Yeah, it'll be interesting if he wins and Ilya wins, because Ilya's also saying this week he wants to go up to welterweight if he wins this, which, as you said, would stall out the division further. I don't think the other lightweights want that, but I couldn't imagine 5'7" Ilya fighting at 170.
On the other side, Bilal Muhammad, who has just experienced Makhachev's suffocating control, was firm in his stance. He didn't see Jack being able to survive the Dagestani's grappling for long, and to Bilal, the outcome felt almost inevitable, with Islam smothering Madalena in the same way he has done to so many opponents before.
How do you think Islam versus JDM goes down?
Honestly, I think Islam will probably take it down. Islam's wrestled really good. Even with me, I'm really committed to it. I took it down. Their team's so good at hacking in a game plan and sticking to it.
You said that you kind of abandoned the game plan a little. You think if you got a rematch, you would change the game plan a bit?
No, honestly, I think I won three rounds, but you have to go out there and make it more clear. When you get into the cage and you're fighting, right? You get into that, all right, I feel like striking. Let's keep going. I was doing well with it. Let's keep going. If your coach is trying to get you to focus on the game plan again, it's like, man, I'm doing well with it. You're thinking you're doing better than you are. Every fight, you gain something from it, right? This fight, I gained something from it.
All these opinions painted a fascinating picture. Some saw size and striking as Jack's ticket to victory, while others trusted Islam's proven formula of relentless pressure and seamless transitions. What tied all these perspectives together was the understanding that this fight is far from predictable. The move up in weight, the clash of styles, and the presence of elite minds in each fighter's corner all make this matchup something special. With Khamzat now rumored to be adding his energy to Islam's preparation, the stakes feel even higher. No matter how it plays out, this fight has already become one of the most talked about showdowns in recent memory.